Dear viewers, welcome to a new episode of Education Exchange from the headquarters of Public Access TV and the Department of Education in Iowa City. Today we are honored and having the privilege of welcoming the leadership of a very successful program that's called Kappa Kids in our schools, and this is an update. We met them before in the first episode on May 19th this year, and it has been nearly 6 months since your last time here. On my right hand side is Ms. Brittany Browning, the leader of this program and the coordinator and teacher at Kirkwood Elementary School in Iowa City School District. And to her right side is a pioneer and consultant and advisor of this program, Dr. Alex. And Dr. Alex, I have to tell you that I got a lot of feedback after your first presentation here. Everybody, Dr. Alex Lodge, I know him. Dr. Alex Lodge took care of my kids. So I just want to, at the outset, thank you for the efforts that you're doing and for the advice that you give us here in Iowa City Community School District. And I think we are going to start by a little presentation from you, Brittany, to tell our viewers something about the program and how did it start, to help and guide and illuminate and enlighten our young male students in our district.
Okay.
So that's your first slide.
All right, so this is just an overview of the roles we have. So we have Dr. Alexander Lodge, who is the Kappa Alpha Psi Guide Right Program Director. Myself, Brittany Browning, who is the Program Coordinator at Kirkwood. We also have a couple people who aren't here with us today. Ms. Janessa Walters, who does our social media, kind of like our marketing for the program. And we also have Ms. Angela McGuire, who does our fundraising for the program as well. Kappa Kids started my very first year teaching in at Kirkwood Elementary. I'm a special education teacher, behavior focused, and I had a classroom full of boys. And I knew right away that I wanted some outside males to kind of come in and show them those leadership qualities they would need, kind of be that role model for them and work with them on things that were beyond what I could do in the classroom. And so I contacted Dr. Alexander Lodge. I knew about his Guide Right program, and he decided to come out and started working with the boys. And that started in spring of 2014. Again, it's for young males in the elementary setting. We work with usually grades 4th through 6th grade, and it's for those who attend Kirkwood Elementary. And it's just a leadership and mentoring program that's based on and focuses on the 5 wells from Morehouse College, which are being well-read, well-spoken, well-traveled, well-dressed, and well-mannered. And so every time they meet, they focus on one of those wells, and they have lessons pertaining to those wells, different activities that are based on those wells from Morehouse College. Some of the activities and events that we've done, every year we take the boys on campus and we do a tour of the University of Iowa. Last time we went and did a campus visit, they visited the STEM labs and had various activities that they did with that. They've gone to University of Iowa basketball games. We also last year started an Adopt a Cop mentoring programs where we work with both the Iowa City and Coralville Police Department and made goodie bags for them. And the boys were able to go out and deliver them to the police officers. And now we have police officers from the Coralville Police Department that come in during every meeting and work with the boys as well and volunteer. At the end of every school year, we also have a recognition banquet where we give out awards for certain students for having an outstanding school year. And we also have various fundraising events as well that we have throughout the school year as well. And for anyone who wants to support or find more information out about Kappa Kids, We have a Facebook page that you can go to and see up-to-date statuses and what we've been doing, and also just get a better idea of what the program is about as well.
Let us read the website, because I think if we can see the website, sometimes the slide doesn't show it. Do you mind reading it, Brittany?
It's www.facebook.com/ICCR/Kappa Kids. And if you just go to Facebook and even just search ICCR Kappa Kids, the page will come up.
Okay. Dr. Lodge,
Yes.
it's your turn now to give us more, to shed more light upon the activities and what you have achieved during the last 6 months.
Okay, well, in the last 6 months, what we've gotten a chance to do, we were back here in May. A lot of what we've gotten an opportunity to do is just add some more depth to our program in terms of what we offer to the boys in our Kappa Kids program, in terms of what they get out of a meeting. We've formalized a few of the things that we're educating them every time that we meet, in terms of giving more formalized kind of instruction of some of the principles that we've been trying to push for the young men to learn and start instilling in them. And what we see is that particularly for the young men that have been a part of our program in consecutive years, that they're really showing a sense of ownership, a sense of personal leadership, seeing them having to parse through the decision-making of, doing right from wrong, making sure I'm staying on task academically, developing the characteristics that we're looking for. And that's what we're about. We're here to have a program where you can make your mistakes with us and kind of parse out those difficult decisions you have to make in terms of, doing right from wrong, being a good student, being good at home. All of those things are things that we promote with our program, and we see that from the feedback from parents. We see that from the feedback from teachers and staff at the school. We also see that from the interactions that our students have with people out in the community. Like Brittany, like Ms. Browning said, that one of our key relationships that we've been able to build based on what the young men kind of generated from something the boys in our program found as an issue was the Adoptive Cop program. They wanted to have an opportunity to do something in the community as well as help bridge a gap somewhere where they felt that some attention needed to be placed. And so we are incredibly grateful to the Coralville Police Department and Officer Juan Coleman, who is one of their leads within the department, for reaching out and being part of the young men in our program's lives. And they go the step beyond in terms of not just coming and meeting at our program, that they come in additional times to meet one-on-one with a certain group of our boys who signed up through Big Brothers Big Sisters to be in the Lunch Buddies program. So those are the things that we are adding in terms of depth over the summer, is to continue to add fill in the gaps that we see as issues that our program in and of itself, in the minutes and time that we have working with them in the group setting, that we can even go further and provide a little bit more support for the students and families that we have participating. And so it's been a wonderful opportunity for us, and lots of time kind of working behind the scenes and over the summer. You guys probably see the emails between us,
right.
And they get heated sometimes because all of us are working to provide the boys with every opportunity possible. And it's great when we see the hard work and efforts kind of materialize in seeing it happen, and seeing the changes in the boys and seeing the changes in our program as well.
Thank you, Alex. Now, do you mind if I call you Brittany?
That's fine.
Okay. How can the kid join this program?
So at the beginning of every school year, we have an open house. And the students come out with their families to get information and to get applications. And that's one way that they show interest and want to be a part of the program. They come out to the open house, they get the application, they fill it out. We have like a short essay that we have the kids write that give us an idea of why they want to be a part of the program. And then we take those applications.
It's not a test, is it?
It's not a test, no. No, it's just an essay saying, why I want to be a part of Kappa Kids. And so then we get those applications, we look them over, and we kind of decide from there what students we feel would benefit, from the program. And that's how they become a part of the program, really.
So automatically they go and join your program.
Mm-hmm.
And they start at any time of the year, or they have like a deadline. If they don't qualify to be there at that time, they don't have a chance.
Yeah, so we have a deadline. Well, we have our open house, and there's a
Okay.
deadline after that open house
Okay.
that everything has to be turned in by. And then we notify them, quick after that.
Yeah,
pretty soon after that,
soon.
yeah. Whether or not they'll be a part of the program. And then they usually meet like a week after.
Do you have a quota, like you say, well, this is my limit, I can take more than this?
We try to set numbers. We've set them
Yeah.
before, and I've always gone over them. But this year we've minimized it some, and so we do try to stick to a certain amount of group. We want it to be effective,
Yep.
as well.
But while flexible in the meantime, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we do take certain things on a case-by-case basis, but we do like to, we want everybody to get the full Kappa Kids experience. And so by setting certain deadlines and timelines for parents to sign their kids up, that gives us an opportunity to maximize how much you can get out of our program. And so we want every student and every young man that's participating to get a really strong and really full experience from Kappa Kids, and that's how we're able to do that, is making sure we create the level of consistency and quality that goes into the type of program that we have at Kirkwood.
This is a nationwide program.
Guide is nationwide. So just to give just a brief history, Guide is the national community outreach program for Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, which is a nationally historically black fraternity. We were started in 1911 in the Midwest at Indiana University. We had one of our first chapters here at the University of Iowa in 1914, and actually the newest elementary school is named after one of those early members, Archie Alfonso Alexander, who was our sixth national president. So Kappa Alpha Psi in the Iowa City community has a very long history, and so it is our pleasure to have our outreach in terms of our Guide Right program in the school systems here and working with the youth programs here in Iowa City and Johnson County area. What we offer nationally is our benchmark program, which is our high school age program, which is called the Kappa League, which the long name is the Kappa Youth Leadership Development League, but we call it Kappa League as it's kind of its affectionate name. But we work with young men on the high school level, grades 9 through 12 in both Iowa City and Cedar Rapids. We're actually conducting interviews for our new group of Kappa League members this weekend. So this is a really busy time for us. In terms of our elementary program, Kappa Kids, there are a number of elementary age and adapted programs across the country through our Guide Right programming, and men just like myself, as well as people in the community like Brittany, who support our programming. What we're doing for youth in communities all over the country are doing and taking up this effort. And so we're just incredibly happy to have the opportunity to do that here in Iowa City.
I know that our focus today is on Kirkwood Elementary, and that's why I want to get your, let us say, feeling about how did this program influence the general atmosphere or environment in your school.
It set a positive tone. It provides something for the boys to look forward to. So many of the kids want to be a part of it, whereas before there wasn't anything necessarily to kind of look forward to. A lot of them are their expectations, they have higher expectations, they're trying to do good, making sure the work is getting in, making sure the behaviors are on point. So I think it raised the standards for the kids and how they are in school.
Let me add to what Brittany says, because I think it's done a great job, not just for the boys, but also for the girls. And it's so popular, the girls wanted a program. And so Brittany fought really hard to have a similar organization to Kappa Alpha Psi, which is another historically
This
black
is a good piece of news, because this was my next question.
Yeah, we
When
have
are you
it.
going to?
We have it.
Yeah, Brittany's already ahead of the game, and we reached out to the women of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and Helen Lemmy. I think there's the Lemmy Leopards. I think so.
Right.
Helen Lemmy has a elementary school named after her. She's a member of Delta Sigma Theta. She was a member of Delta Sigma Theta, and they have a long history in the Iowa City community at the University of Iowa as well. And they are also at Kirkwood and have a Delta Academy, which is specifically for girls. And so we partnered in the past in doing youth programming for various age students. And so it was just kind of a natural flow that they would come in and take up the task of working with the girls at Kirkwood. And so it's been a very positive example. And a lot of that is due to the efforts of Brittany, who has really championed bringing in these programs outside of just what the school offers in and of itself to add depth to the experience that the students at Kirkwood will have.
Well, if we go beyond the Kirkwood now to the extension to Northwest Junior High, that's where the extension goes, right?
So a lot of the kids that were in Kappa Kids the very first year were going to be going on to middle school.
Right.
And they really wanted something else that extended it to the middle school, or a program that can be involved in. And so that's when Alex went and we got in contact with someone at Northwest, and Junior Kappa League was developed.
Absolutely. I think, and again, just to talk about the partnership that we have with Brittany over at Kirkwood, that a lot of her effort was establishing those early relationships with staff and teachers and administrators over at Northwest to give us kind of, like a seat at the table and a voice, and almost pitch it to them that, I have a group of boys that'll be coming over here that need some additional programming that Northwest may not necessarily have. And it's been phenomenal for us over there. I am, every Friday, I'm excited to get over there during Viking time to meet with our guys. And we have currently, last year we started with a limit of 10. We ended up with 14 seventh grade boys. Those young men continue to be in our program as eighth graders, and now a lot of our sixth graders who were in Kappa Kids and are now seventh graders are looking forward to being part of our our junior Kappa League program at Northwest. And they have their first kind of open house meeting this Friday over at Northwest. So it's an exciting time for us and our programs and seeing them grow. And it's great that this value system and this support system is something that the kids look forward to. It's probably not a day I walk over to Northwest and it's one of the seventh grade boys who was either in Kappa Kids or didn't get a chance to be in Kappa Kids at Kirkwood, or they didn't attend Kirkwood, who are excited about being in Junior Kappa League now that they're at Northwest. And so it's really great for us to extend what we do at the elementary age and with the high school boys to our junior high school group of young men.
Well, one of the traditional problems that usually takes place with programs like yours is that it is kind of attached to certain personalities in the district. In other words, if this person moves away, the program ends or vanishes. And is there any plans in both of your vision to train other people, or to get maybe student teachers that work with you to be part of this? Because I believe that the leadership, if it really so focused on certain people, it's not so safe to say, well, we are going to proceed next year to that or the year after to that. Are you preparing another generation or not?
Well, I guess one of the things I'll at least push is that because these are organizationally sponsored programs, that as long as the organization is present in the community, then the people behind it are all part of the movement that are there. So behind the scenes, of course, I would, as the Guidewright program director, I'm kind of the face, but there are lots of supporters in the community that are members of Kappa Alpha Psi that are there to at least support and encourage and facilitate on their end the ability for us to be there. One of the things that we do struggle with, though, of course, is just being able to pull people in to support, and a lot of that comes with the amount and level of community support that we get in terms of people just knowing about our program and what we do and the hard work that goes into it. And so that's great when we have those strong community partnerships. We've been able to partner with a couple of programs, particularly the school district's been a great supporter of our Kappa Kids program, as well as our junior high school program as well. But extending those partnerships to other community supporters, so those who support the school district, if you support that, we're working just as hard on probably more of the micro level to add to working with those groups of students that the school district would love for us to have that additional support. And so just building the recognition, building the partnerships and community support goes just a long way, a very long way, to give our young men the opportunity to do some of the things that they probably wouldn't be able to do had we not had that.
And this, of course, a question that embedded in it a suggestion too. Have you tried to contact people in the district that are responsible for professional development and give a presentation maybe in the afternoon to certain teachers at certain schools and explain this to them? Maybe a person will say, oh, I love to join you. I love to learn about it. Is there a way I can be part of that?
You know, and I think we haven't formalized our volunteer mechanisms, but I think one of the great things that we've done, and I guess because me and Brittany have known each other prior to this, that it's kind of like an unspoken understanding that we know we'll be able to work together. But one of the great things that we've done is that at Northwest, what we've done is Brittany facilitated our connection there, and someone was at the school that was willing to work. And again, and I think I mentioned this earlier about how much work Brittany does outside of what her actual job is in the school. Those are kind of the personalities that are indicative of what make programs like ours really good and really strong and have the impact and effect that they can have at the schools that they are and with the young men that we work with. Is that we in the community who aren't working for the school district or may not be are not there are able to adjust and adapt to working with the students that need to be in our program by adding that extra layer of support, making us aware of what the partnerships that we can have within the school district and outside the school district to, again, add the depth that we're looking for in our programs and to make the young men in our programs and the students, let me just say students because there's the programs that's growing for the young women in the school district as well, but make those programs strong are, again, having those supports there, having the accessibility. I don't think we would have any students if it weren't for our coordinator, in-school coordinators like Brittany, John Rourke at the junior high school, who identify students for us, that bring us the students to work with and identify the ones who could really benefit greatly from what we do and what we have to offer.
We have about 3 or 4 minutes that remained in this program now. Is there anything you want to talk to our viewers about your program? Any kind of support you need? Any kind of cooperation from certain organizations, agencies in this town that would like to be part of that? Yeah, I mean, look at this camera and talk to our viewers.
What I would encourage is that anyone that is looking to build leadership and diversity in our community, particularly with minority youth, male minority youth, female minority youth, that you can reach out to our program and see what things that you can offer in terms of adding support. There are things that we'd love to offer some of our students, incentives for good academic performance, scholarships. Our program goes all the way up through college, all the way up through high school. And so our goal is to send these young men and young women to college. So if you have those partnerships that allow us to give them the opportunities to do the things that we plan for them, campus and college visits, giving them an opportunity to experience things professionally, if you work in industry, even things as simple as touring your facility and meeting the professionals that you have there. If you facilitate workshops. So there are so many things that we can offer, and so being aware of those things helps us to build, again, the depth that we're looking for in our programming and to build the awareness that and exposure that our young men need to be successful.
Is there anything you want to add?
I think you said it all.
Well, it has been a delight.
Thank you.
Again,
Thank
having
you for
you.
having us.
Thanks for having us.
But are you planning to visit us again?
If you have us
Yeah.
back, we'll definitely.
We would love. I know that John Carhoff and Mike Peterson and Public Access TV will be very happy to welcome you here with me. You have been a great asset to this community and to the Iowa City School District, and would like you to keep getting more success every day and more bliss. Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
very much, Bethany.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know everything about the program that Kappa kids are achieving in our elementary, junior high, and high school, and maybe later in the university too. Have a good night. The weather in Iowa City is beautiful tonight, although our subcontinent is full of storms, but Iowa City is beautiful, and we are late in October, and we are lucky to have you, and thank you again very much.
Thank you.
Many.
Thank you.